Well, it's great to see you again, Noel. It's been a number of years. Last time we got together, we were discussing exercise prescription.
Yes, we were.
So I understand now you are launching a program to address the topic of self-care awareness.
Yes, I am. I found it very important to kind of shift the focus because what's most needed now is some awareness on self-awareness
Okay.
and self-care. So this seems to be the best way to influence the change of health in 2019.
Okay. All right. So now, when we talk about self-care, what is self-care?
Self-care is the ability or skill to take care of one's mental, physical, and emotional health. Generally, we only talk about physical health, but then now that we're seeing more incidences of mental and emotional health being the cause of physical issues. So now we have a clear way of addressing all three and a way that is kind of proactive for the individual so they could be a greater participant in their own health.
Okay. Okay. So now, when you say a greater participant in their own health,
Mhm.
is self-care something that's deliberate? What does that mean? What does that look like?
So self-care is essentially being able to know where your balance is when it comes to mental and emotional health. So for example, if I decided to help you move a truck, but I really had no time, I was really trying to fit it in just to help you out, I've extended myself way too much. And if I keep extending myself, my energy in that way continuously, I'm not respecting my mental health and or emotional health. If I decide not to talk about an issue that's bothering me, and we just keep it quiet, we never talk about it, that is not respecting my emotional health.
Right.
And this will slowly build up into physical manifestations: weight gain, weight loss, stress, high blood pressure, anxiety, and all these things really pop out, but they'll seem like physical issues. So this is why I feel it's really important to kind of participate in this. And this might just be knowing what your balance is. Another thing we tend to do is dysregulate these systems. So our body actually gives us a physical feedback of when we're doing too much. This is generally where things become not fun. So you're working
Right.
really hard and it's no longer enjoyable. That would
Right.
be a sign. You're doing something and it's not rewarding. That would also be a sign. You're being fatigued at night. You come home tired and exhausted. This is also another sign.
Right.
You're disinterested in hanging out with that person, or there's just too much going on. All these feelings of the body saying, you have done too much.
Right. I'm sure many people can identify with that. We all struggle with this work-life balance, and
Yes,
and
absolutely.
we're running from one extreme to the other. And in this society, though we have more technology than we've ever had,
Hmm.
we just seem to have less time than we've ever had at the same time.
This is actually an interesting phenomenon. So, for example, there's time where you enjoy something, time flies by, right? When you don't enjoy something, it takes forever. So what happens is because our brain is always moving forward to the next thing and we're not actually slowing down, there seems like there's never any time to do anything. But if you actually took a day and decided, you know what, I'm not going to be on anybody's schedule, and you decided to clean the house like you traditionally clean the house with a broom, and you decided to wash a tub with just a brush
Right.
and soap, you'll realize how much time you
You
have
actually
and how
do
much
have.
time it
Right.
takes to
Right.
get done. And then you'll realize that you're doing way too much
That's
in your day.
interesting. So with self-care, we're always thinking about things to do. Um, you're saying, we need to not be so busy and
Yes,
to
yes.
take some time for ourselves. So really, would it be fair to say, Noel, that self-care could be exclusionary, that we should have maybe a no list?
There might be. There might be. What do you actually get done in a day? So, to make this more realistic, because the big stressor happens, I'll explain it like this. Let's say you're leaving to go to work, right? And you normally get there in a half an hour. So you hop on the highway and you hit traffic. You are stressed out because you need to get there, you're late already, you should have left earlier, and you're building up this stress. However, there's no way you could get there any earlier than you could get there. But it's the fact that you thought you could get there at a certain time that's causing the stress.
Right.
If you decided to relax and say, well, I'm going to get there when I get there, there would be no stress.
Right.
So this is the same mechanism. Thinking that we can get as much as we can, that's not realistic, done in a day.
Right.
And in doing things like a traditional way, mopping and doing these things slowly, you realize how much time it actually takes, and you're more realistic with what you have set for your day.
Right.
So this would give you more of that balance. This is what balance feels like.
Yes.
And you realize you're a lot more calm, more easygoing, because your brain's not
Right. Right.
about everything.
one of my personal challenges. We used to assign it as a generational thing. We used to say, "Oh, the kids and their phones, the kids and their phones." But the truth is, my phone, I'm quite often tethered to it. Is there anything that I should be thinking about in terms of my own personal technology devices or device I use for business and self care? Is there a
Yes, yes, absolutely. To set a boundary. So when you're home, are you at work? No, you're not. When you're with your family having dinner, are you at work? You're not. Does it matter what social media says when you're with your family? It does not. When you're in your car, is it important to use social media? No, it is not. This creates the brain revving up and speeding up
right?
and not actually taking the time to enjoy life.
Right.
You're just going task to task.